For most of human history, fire was terrifying. Not symbolic, not cozy, not the nice little candles people buy for their apartments now. Real fire meant trees exploding in the distance, smoke filling the air, animals running for their lives, and entire stretches of land turning black overnight. Every animal on Earth understood the same basic rule. If something is burning, get away from it. Humans understood that too. Early humans were not powerful animals. We did not have claws, thick fur, sharp teeth, or great night vision. Once the sun went down, we were actually in a pretty bad position compared to most predators around us. And that's probably why fire changed everything. At some point, ancient humans stopped treating fire like a disaster and started treating it like a tool. Nobody knows exactly when this happened. It was not one genius inventing fire in a single moment. It was probably slow, messy, and dangerous. A lightning strike starts a wildfire somewhere. A few humans get close enough to grab burning branches. Somebody keeps the flames alive near camp for as long as possible. Somebody else gets burned, trying to feed it more wood. Maybe the fire dies after a few days and the whole process starts over again. For a long time, humans likely could not even create fire themselves. They had to preserve it constantly. Think about how stressful that must have been. Today, if your stove stops working, it's annoying. For ancient humans, losing fire could actually become a survival problem. Fire meant warmth during freezing nights. It meant light. It meant protection from predators that preferred staying away from smoke and flames. It also changed the rhythm of human life completely. Most animals basically shut down after dark. Humans probably would have too without fire. But once people could sit safely around light at night, something strange happened. They suddenly had extra time while awake. And humans are very weird animals when they have free time. People talked. They told stories, they argued, they planned hunts, they explained things to children. Long before writing existed, knowledge survived because people sat around fires talking for hours. A campfire may have been the first classroom humans ever had. Fire also changed human bodies in ways most people never think about. Cooking made food easier to digest and safer to eat. Instead of spending enormous amounts of energy chewing raw meat and tough plants all day, humans could absorb more calories from cooked food with less effort. That sounds small, but evolution is built on small advantages repeated over absurd amounts of time. Some scientists believe cooking helped humans develop larger brains because brains require massive amounts of energy. In a weird way, your ability to read, speak, write, and think abstractly may partially exist because your ancestors learned how to heat food efficiently. And honestly, that is kind of insane. A natural force that once terrified every living creature on Earth eventually became so important to humans that it may have helped shape human intelligence itself. But even now, thousands of years later, fire still affects people emotionally in strange ways. People stare at campfires without getting bored. Conversations around fires feel different from conversations in normal rooms. Even silence feels more comfortable when flames are nearby. There is probably something very ancient in the human brain responding to that light. Because for most of our species' history, sitting beside fire meant you survived another night. But fire came with a downside too. The same thing protecting humans could also kill them very easily. Camps could burn down, smoke damaged lungs. Wildfires could wipe out entire areas people depended on for food. Even today, humans still lose control of fire constantly despite all our technology. Which is kind of interesting when you think about it. For all of human history, we never really mastered fire. We just got better at containing it. And over time, humans started using fire for more than survival. People hardened clay with heat and accidentally created pottery. They melted rock and discovered metal hidden inside it. Entire civilizations eventually formed around furnaces, blacksmithing, cooking, glassmaking, and controlled heat. A huge amount of human progress basically came from learning how to burn things more precisely. Even modern technology still depends on this. Cars run because controlled explosions happen inside engines thousands of times per minute. Rockets works by throwing fire downward hard enough to escape Earth. Most electricity on the planet still comes from burning fuel somewhere. Modern life looks clean and digital on the surface, but underneath it is still powered by fire. The weird part is that humans now live so far away from real flames that we almost forget how unnatural this relationship actually is. For ancient humans, fire needed constant attention. Somebody had to feed it. Somebody had to watch it. If it went out during winter, that could become a serious problem. Fire was not background technology. It was part of daily survival. Now it hides behind walls and switches. You press a button and heat appears instantly. Most people never think about where that energy comes from, or how strange it really is that humans learn to carry controlled destruction into almost every part of civilization. And maybe that distance is why people still feel drawn to campfires today. There is no practical reason flames should be as relaxing as they are. But people sit around fires for hours doing almost nothing. Conversations feel calmer. Silence feels less awkward. Even staring quietly into moving flames somehow holds attention in a way screens usually do not. Part of the human brain still recognizes fire as safety. For tens of thousands of years, seeing light in the darkness meant your group was protected for another night. It meant warmth, cooked food, familiar voices, and fewer predators nearby. Long before humans built cities, fire created tiny spaces where people could finally relax. And honestly, a lot of human culture probably started there too. Stories, jokes, myths, plans, rituals, all of it likely happened around fires long before books, schools, or governments existed. Before humans had permanent homes, they had circles of light in the dark. That might have been enough. Even now, fire still carries emotional meaning people barely notice. We light candles when somebody dies. We gather around fires during celebrations. We describe emotions using words like burning, sparks, and flames without really thinking about why. Some ancient part of the human mind still connects fire with life itself, which makes sense. For most animals, fire was something to escape from. Humans looked at it, moved closer, and accidentally changed the future.